my gosh, it's morphin' time. To me, talking New York Jets is my superpower. Boy Green Daily starts now. Wow! Boy Green for the daily, for the daily, for the daily.
It's nothing just football, man.
Boy Green for the daily, for the daily, for the daily. Offense, defense, special teamwork, Jets football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S, Jets. Let's go!
What's going on, everybody? I'm Paul Esden Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcasts. Glad to have you this morning on a Saturday. It is June 20th. Good Lord. And it's great to have you here on the program. Make sure you guys like the video here on YouTube. If that's where you're watching, we'd appreciate that. Hit that subscribe button as we continue to grow our audience. Also, streaming live on Facebook and Twitter. You can rewatch the show on YouTube. It's on demand immediately after the show is over. And, of course, the audio-only version of the podcast on the Believe Network, BLEAV, Apple, Spotify, Amazon, wherever you listen to your podcast. Let's bring in our special co-host for today's festivities. He's back. It is Hop on Pop.
Hey now. Good morning, Coffee Club.
That's the kind of jubilation we're looking for around here, Pop. Much appreciated. So it's great to have you here on the show. There's a lot to get into. It's a brand new Jets documentary series, Flight 26. I see Lou B's in our audience. Lou B, we didn't make it in, buddy. We didn't make it in. Episode 3 was about the draft. I was like, sweet. Me, Lou B, and Johnny Boy going to get some airtime. Didn't make the cut. The cutting room floor. That's all right. It was still pretty cool, but I thought we were gonna make the cut, Pop, but it just didn't.
As well, as a video person, you make great audio. Listen, you know what I'm saying. Hey now,
I'm picking up what you're putting down. So that's probably what they prefer too. Although there were several times that they used audio of people's podcasts throughout the series and the 3 episodes. Also, noticeably absent, so no audio or video. Yeah,
who's that little hobbit right there jumping up and down? That's what they're thinking. Is that apparently Frodo out? Is that Frodo out there?
Yeah. So no video, no audio, no nothing. But that's all right. You know what? We don't expect those kind of things. When they happen, they happen. When they don't, they don't. 100%, Luby. They cut us out. I don't know what the hell's going on. Thought me and the Jets were cool, but no, sir. Yeah.
Did Lou B? I can't remember. I saw it live on ESPN. I saw it live. I can't remember. Was Lou B wearing that ginormous hat at the draft?
He was not.
Yeah,
he was wearing a green suit. He was wearing the
green suit with that hat. Maybe that would have put it over the top.
Yeah, it would have been a nice compliment to the sequin, I imagine. Yeah,
that's right. By the way, Gator, great video. I didn't realize you were a multi-instrumentalist.
Yes,
multi-instrumentalist.
I'm glad you noticed that.
Yeah, because I remember from back in the day, right? You're playing the 2 or 3 different kinds of guitars, the drums,
clarinet.
Back in the day, you like all kids in school nowadays, like we teach kids useless things and have for a long time. All kids have to play that recorder thing.
Yes, which I did.
That was I know you did.
Whoa,
that was painful. Painful.
Thank you for
that. Was it was not great. Not great.
That felt completely unnecessary. As I said, man, it really sucks I didn't make that show. You want to know what else sucks? Your recording playing, buddy. Whoa. Okay.
That's true.
That seems.
We could do, we'd have to do like a 12-part series about this, but we'll move on.
Not necessary. Thank you very much. All right. We're going to get to our topic at hand here. Again, we will talk about Flight 26, Episode 3 highlights, which did not include Boy Green, Johnny Boy, or Luby, but that's all right. There's other highlights I want to highlight at the end of the show. We'll talk about more on that later. But there was an article on JetsXFactor.com ranking the 5 most impressive Jets at minicamp, and Robbie Sabo, my old buddy from the Elite Sport New York days, wrote a piece from his observations. He was there at mandatory minicamp and OTAs for that matter. And he assessed the things that were notable or interesting and those 5 players. And I want to get to those first, Pop, in this article. If people want to follow along, you guys can go to the YouTube description down below to follow along here. But he had a few notables, so like honorable mentions, essentially, that didn't quite make the list. And I do want to get into those. But first, our moderator in the chat, Jared B, just gifted a Boy Green Coffee Club membership. We're going to see him at a few tailgates this year, I do believe. Hit it. Who'd that go to, Pop?
Brother Yeti.
Ah, yes. Great to have Brother Yeti back in the fold. Thanks for hitting us up. Brother Yeti, you get a free month of Boy Green Coffee Club action, and then you'll have an opportunity at the end of the month to hit that rejoin button. Please make sure you do so. We'd appreciate that out there in the audience. So thank you. That helps keeps the wheels a-spinning here on the program, which we appreciate. So thank you very much. And Pop, we will have an announcement for you a little bit later in the show. Yeah. Now I get to turn the tables. I wish it was a bad thing, like I was shoving you down the stairs or something, but apparently it's a good thing. So we'll get to that later here on the program. All right, let's get into some of these notables, Pop. Again, these are players that were notable for some reason or another, as we'll go through here at Mandatory Minicamp, that didn't quite make the top 5. Just a bit outside. And we start off with, to me, your former Cowboy, and to me, one of the most interesting additions the Jets made this offseason, Nahshon Wright, who has the size at 6'4". He certainly has the statistics from last season, where he led all NFL corners last season in picks with 5. He also had 5 other turnover opportunities with 2 forced fumbles and 3 fumble recoveries. So 10 total turnover plays that he was a part of. So a very talented individual. But obviously the rest of the NFL, we've talked about this before, thought there was just a 1-year sample size, because outside of last year where he appeared in 17 games and made 16 starts, he never had more than 2 starts in a season in the previous 4 years in the league. So he was a fringe NFL player. Then he takes advantage of this opportunity he gets from Chicago, and now he's here with the Jets. But NFL teams obviously believe that was just a blip on the radar, because he only signed a 1-year deal for $3.5 million with a maximum value of $5.5 million. So he has to prove that lightning can strike in the same place twice. If it can, he's going to get handsomely rewarded from the Jets or another team.
How many turnovers was he responsible for?
So 5 picks. Yep. He had 2 forced fumbles and 3 fumble recoveries. So 10 total turnover opportunity plays. Yes.
Wow. That's 2.5 times what the entire Jets team got last year, by the way.
Is that right? No.
Hey, now. Yeah. So this is, Muji gets a lot of credit for stuff. And it's hard to imagine that the credit, he seems like he's making the right moves. He's getting creative. He's doing this, that, or the other. But in the end, it's wins. But I would say this is the best move of maybe the past 2 years.
Wow.
To be able to go get him a turnover, starved team. And starved is probably not the right, they're like crawling through the desert. Water. And that this person, and it's not a joke, 2.5, he was responsible for 2.5 times, individually responsible for 2.5 times more turnovers the entire Jets organization in 17 games. To get him for a song and a dance, right? You compare him to what we paid Stevens a year before, the fractional incremental cost. I think it was great, and he is definitely a player I'm excited to see suit up and what he can do. And his ability to cover wet like a glove, and he made an interception. I'm excited. He's there's 2 players, one on offense and one on defense, that he's my defensive player that I'm really, really keen and fired up about.
Yeah, and real quick on Nahshon Wright. So Rich Cimini reported, I don't even know if this is like a report. I mean, it is his observation, but maybe 2 weeks ago or something, he says that Nahshon Wright is battling Azareye'h Thomas for the opposite starting corner job of Brandon Stevens on the boundary. They're battling it out. We'll see what happens. Nick Faria, one of your favorites, beat reporter for the Jets on SI team, he says, I heard what Rich Cimini said. But no Moss, no Moss, no Moss. There's no competition here. He says Nashawn Wright is your starter, baby. He says there is no fight with Zaria Thomas. Look at the measurables, look at the traits, look at everything, look at how he's performed. And he called him a big winner of the offseason from his observations of being at OTAs and minicamp. He doesn't think there's a battle. He thinks Nashawn Wright is the starter, and the Jets would be nuts considering those turnover problems you just highlighted to put your turnover king on the bench when that's exactly, the antidote to your problems. And I said, oh, all right. So competition over, apparently.
Yeah, the last thing in the world I want to do is agree with Nick Faria. But I'll say this but no, I'm gonna. That's all I'm gonna say. But Zaria Thomas, was he a starter last year for the Jets? All 17, 5 games. Like that's like. By the way, Boy Green is not going to knock Membo out for the offensive tackle starter as New York Jets. They're battling it out, but shockingly, Boy Green lost. Like that's the comparison. We have a 5-game starter on a historically inept defense, and the NFL leader in interceptions is battling out with someone that could only make it on the field 5 starts. I'm just saying it's kind of a ridiculous comment. That's all. So I'm not really agreeing with Nick Faria. I'm going over the top. Like Sylvester Stallone, going the
yeah. I would just say, on Zaria Thomas, it's hard to see how he would have started more. So Sauce Gardner was on one side. Yeah, he's not starting over Mr. $120 million man. And the other side was your $36 million corner you signed a couple months ago, and Brandon Stevens. So I don't see where first off, Zaria Thomas unfortunately was hurt at the beginning of the year, so that also probably didn't help. But I didn't see where he was starting there. And then when he finally got in, this is going to sound inherently unfair, but it's literally what happened. When Sauce Gardner got traded, he replaced Sauce Gardner in the lineup. So that was his path to the field. And then unfortunately got hurt again. And then he was lost for the rest of the season. But, and he nearly had a pick. It's probably a subjective thing for the NFL, reestablishing yourself in bounds. It was the Bengals play. He was one-on-one with Jamar Chase on the sideline. He was covering him. He stepped out of bounds and then dove back inbounds to catch this ball that was flying in. And the ref said he did not reestablish himself in the field of play. I don't know if that's a 1-knee thing, 2-knee thing, or a subjective. Has he done it yet? I'm not sure. Or else we would have had at least 1 pick last year. That would have been nice.
So we almost could have, potentially didn't.
I mean, we probably should have had more than 1 too. Brandon Stevens dropped the pick 6 in week 1 against Aaron Rodgers. It also would have won us the game, but that's neither here nor there, I suppose. So, hey, yes. I'm excited for Nashawn Wright too. So,
yeah, no, I think he, arguably, I think he will be the best defensive back on the team.
Wow,
in 2026, I think he is. He's going to bring a lot to the table.
Okay, we'll see that now. Frank
and AZT, right?
Yeah,
it was. We were talking 12 months ago if we weren't sure he's going to make the team. Yeah. So let's now he's going to. That's all I'm saying. And he's fragile. He must be Italian in roots.
Must be. Hey, we'll take a detour. We're in the middle of this because I want to make sure I don't forget this. How did I not put this on my list? Mark Sacchetti says, hop on, Pop. Are you excited about your new receiver on the Cowboys? He's, of course, referencing former New York Jet Denzel Mims has made an NFL comeback with the Dallas Cowboys. The last 2 years, he's been in the UFL with the St. Louis Battlehawks and then most recently the Dallas Renegades, so very much in the Cowboys market. So I'm sure they saw him a lot. His stats aren't overly impressive either of the 2 years. He had like 5 catches for 50 yards, 6 catches for 50 yards across the entire season, and he started 10 total games during that time. But this is a former 4.3 speed guy, Baylor. He's a Baylor product, so at that neck of the woods as well. And now, and after being out of the NFL for 2 years, he's back. So yeah, what do you make of Denzel Mims, former Jets draft bust, making a return with the Cowboys?
Well, I'll say I expect he's going to last as long as a team as our kicker who liked to kick turf rather than footballs.
Oof. Oh, so you think he's going to get how do you get fired on your day off? Not to pull a Friday here, but nothing's happening for the next month. He's going to get cut somewhere he's just going to be on his couch somewhere and say da-na-na, da-na-na. If even he gets a sound effect for that, for getting cut, like, oh damn. Wow.
First in, first out, or last in, first out. That's what they say. Oof. Yeah, I don't think he's going to make the team. And no, I'm not excited.
Oh, all right. There you go.
Yeah.
Sorry, Denzel.
I'll tell you that I don't know why this fell apart, but I think one of the most interesting things that used to be a thing, right? The U.S. NFL Europe used to be a thing. There was no direct allegiance to teams. They had 6 or 8 teams, whatever it was.
Yeah.
There was a lot of talent over there. But in the second evolution of arena football, there was a period of time the NFL teams actually owned the arena football teams. And that seemed like a reasonably inexpensive, like AA or, what I don't know. I don't understand the baseball, single A, double A, triple A. I don't understand all that shit. But like it seemed like, and I don't know why that fell apart. I always loved watching arena football myself. But anyways, Mims. Bing!
Fair enough. Yeah, I would just to your point, I made a rant about this yesterday when we brought up Denzel Mims. It was cool for him that he's trying to make a comeback. Like, that's cool. But the cooler thing for me is, and again, I still haven't texted my UFL insider, but I've just seen it a lot. There's probably 50 or 60 UFL players. Their season just ended, obviously, semi-recently, and 50 or 60 of them have been sprinkled across the 90-man rosters on 32 teams, and it's been cool to see. And I said, man, if the Jets all of a sudden, let's say the G League thing happened here, call it whatever you want, AAA team, G League team, NBA, MLB, it doesn't matter. If the Jets had a mini Jets, the flight crew, the whatever, the planes, I don't know, the plane, call whatever that team is. Me as a Jets fan, I would love to see our players like 60 through 90 get reps that they normally wouldn't get in these games and have a broadcast team and have all kinds of things. That would be more stuff during this dead period that they could be getting work in. So personally, I would, I think it'd be good for the players because they get more opportunities than they normally would get in training camp. Yeah, to me, I hope they eventually bring that back. I hope every NFL team has a requisite, minor league team that they can send people down to get work and things of that nature, rehab assignments to get right. Because it's sort of, it's fire and ice. It's black and white. Like they're either injured and out, or they're just suddenly in the high speed action of the game. There's no in between. That'd be a cool in between. So thank you for the question, Mark Sacchetti. Appreciate that in the middle of this action. I don't know if you have anything to say about Frank Reich. If you do or don't, we can sort of punt on that till later because Frank Reich was prominently featured in the Flight 26 episode 3 highlights, but he was also mentioned in the notables here. I don't know if you had anything you wanted to say about him real quick.
Yeah, no, nothing more than, obviously he's going to be notable. He's one of the biggest, we're going to talk about players going to have a direct tie to Frank Reich. It is exciting that the Jets will have a competent offensive coordinator for the first time in at least half a decade. And you could argue longer, but the last 2 have been pathetic and embarrassing. Yeah. So
hey, make sure you put some respect on your former Cowboy boy, Chan Gailey, down there in 2015, a very special season. Unfortunately, that was
outside of a decade ago. Yeah,
just a bit outside of a decade ago. Another notable, this isn't your boy Jackrabbit, but he's in the same backfield. Braylon Allen apparently is 250 pounds of man this offseason. He's bigger, faster, stronger than ever. Another notable, and again, it's sort of hard to evaluate. There's some positions that are very difficult in non-padded practices to evaluate. Like there's going to be a player we talk about on this list later that thrives in yak situations, yards after catch, yards after contact, that doesn't thrive in a two-hand touch situation. I think that's a player we're going to talk about here in a little bit. But yeah, what do you make of Braylon Allen? Apparently notable, certainly physically, but as he makes a comeback after being out for much of last season.
Yeah, and I think, some of the conversation we're going to have today, some of this stuff, and maybe I think there's a person not on the list that we should talk about.
Wow.
But notably, like OTAs tells you things that you wouldn't, that regular pads may not. It lends itself to, some things are, you're not in pads. What does that mean? Right. So nobody's concerned about Braylon Allen's ability to break a tackle. But his ability to bounce outside, his speed, his agility, that is something that people, is he that guy? Is he that, or is he just a ground and pounder? So to hear that he was able to, take a play inside and bounce it outside and get some sizable yardage, that is interesting and exciting for Braylon Allen, just what we'll see in the future. So, yeah, in my vision, 250 pounds, right? That's Natron means business kind of weight.
Yes. It very much is. So we'll see. Some people have criticized it. I saw, we're speaking of Jets X Factor, Michael Nanny of Jets X Factor criticized it because he said Braylon Allen's, I think, career yards per carry is like 3.7. And he says now he's getting bigger. Like that's not going to help. So I thought that was an interesting criticism. I guess we'll see, once he's on the field and how he's utilizing it, I suppose.
Right. And he has to be utilized correctly. He is not, you don't need, you got to put him in the right situation. I think Frank Reich is going to be capable of doing that. Right. This is, and I said it before last year, and that's not how they were utilized when they were both heavy. This is clearly a thunder and lightning situation. Go back to the Giants. This is clearly a Felix Jones, Marion the Barbarian, rest in peace kind of situation. You play them in those situations, right? Braylon Allen's going to need the rock. He needs to hurt you and then come back in the third quarter and hurt you some more. And the fourth quarter, you're like, shit, I don't want to tackle that guy anymore. Yeah, that's how you have to use him.
Quite frankly, I think people may be considering that thought in the first quarter, but we'll see what happens when you have Braylon Allen, coming after, your candy asses out there in the audience. The last other notable here is a very polarizing player in Jets fan land. It's Arian Smith, the second-year wide receiver out of Georgia, who didn't do a whole heck of a lot last year offensively. He did show some chutzpah as a gunner of some sort, which is something of note. But what do you make here of Arian Smith and a new offense with what should be much better quarterback play in 2026?
Yeah, and I advocated over and over on the show to give Arian the ball, to give me the damn ball. And he only played in about 38% of the offensive snaps last year. Unfortunately, I think it was the lack of Justin Fields to throw the ball down the field more than 1.2 yards. I think it was Justin was like a cat. He would see ghosts and hear voices and start scrambling. And Arian Smith, we didn't take those. At the first play of the game, you take the shot, right? When you're down by 23 or more, right? People may be aware that you might throw the ball down the field. So we didn't put him in positions. Justin Fields didn't put him in positions. And I think the problem is this. In this squad, with the players now on this team, he may not make the roster, right? And it may be just by our failure to give him an opportunity to show what he's capable of last year via the offensive scheme and the worst quarterback in NFL history. And so he should have been, we talked earlier, what players, the one to watch. He should have been that. I think he's going to be the odd man out. I don't think it's a lack of talent. I think he'll catch on somewhere else. But I think the wide receiver room is going to be too full. If they keep him, it'll be purely for special teams only.
Yeah, so I guess my follow-up here, and I plan on doing this. This was on my notes. This will probably be, what's today, Saturday? All my days are conflating together. This will probably be a Monday or Tuesday topic, but I plan on doing a 53-man roster prediction post-mandatory minicamp and sort of setting us up for training camp. I don't know, because, again, it's not fair probably to ask you this in the moment. You said there's a chance that you think he's the odd man out. How many receivers do you think they're keeping or not keeping? Because I think I could see them keeping 6. And off the top of my head, again, I haven't done this exercise yet, but Garrett Wilson, Adonai Mitchell, Omar Cooper Jr., Isaiah Williams. I see Arian Smith and Tim Patrick. That's sort of off the top of my head is probably going to be the 6 that I could see making it on this team. Do you see less receivers than that, or?
I think it'd be 5 or 6, okay. Purely based. I mean, and let me say, right, it's, he could be on the guys that get to come out, but wear a T-shirt on Sundays, right? He could be on the practice
inactive
squad.
Game day member, you're saying,
right? Or on the practice squad. I think it's 5 or 6, depending on how the special teams advocacy shakes out. How because we have the opportunity to plug and play people there. I'm saying he's on the fringe. I'm not saying he's 100% out. And then obviously, if he was available, he may be kicking around the practice squad.
And I do think he is a good match. We've been saying this for Adonai Mitchell, so why wouldn't you say it for the same way in Arian Smith? People say that it's a fit Adonai Mitchell is a deep threat. Geno Smith likes throwing the ball deep down the field. Like, oh, what a match. Wouldn't that be for Arian Smith, who has this elite speed? So, and I get it. We're talking about different things. Adonai Mitchell could be the wide receiver 2 on this team. Arian Smith may not be on this team. So I understand why it's not talked about in the same light, but that seems to be a potential fit. Even as a rotational guy, receivers rotate almost more than any other position on the field of getting different guys in there. Like, you'd think that would possibly make sense. Also be on the back end of that roster. When you are a wide receiver 5 or 6, you better know special teams. You're probably not making the roster. So that'll be something to pay attention
And
to.
that,
But yeah, go ahead.
yeah, that's likely if he makes the edge, if he edges out in training camp and he makes the roster, it'll be he has a reasonably good PFF ranking as it comes to special teams. And that probably is, and what, I think this guy's going to be good, or he's proven to be a top gunner in the league, go down and make plays.
For sure. All right, let's get into the top 5. That was all honorable mentions. So we're already 25 minutes into the video. So there you have it. We'll get into the top 5. This is Robbie Sabo of JetsXFactor.com. Again, his article's in the YouTube description down below. Big salute to Robbie for sharing his observations and being a piece of content here that we can sink our teeth into. He gave a top 5 most impressive Jets at minicamp from his observation. So we'll go 5 to 1 here.
Number 5.
Omar Cooper Jr., this is a guy we, quite frankly, haven't talked about a lot. And this is perfect timing for this because he was featured in the episode of Flight 26 yesterday about the trade up, that he was a huge part of the episode. And he's a guy, in my opinion, that we haven't heard a lot about this offseason. There is a clip from the Jets Collective podcast, not this week, last week, where Rich Simity talked him up. I didn't get a chance to tweet it out, but I will. I'll write an Omar Cooper Jr. piece this week, maybe today. We'll see how the timing works. And he seems like a guy that just doesn't thrive in this environment. He is a yak guy. You look at his highlight reel, he's breaking a million tackles and things of that nature. Those don't stand out in two-hand touch. That sort of stuff doesn't. While he has made crazy plays, and if you watch episode 3 last night, they really relived the greatest catch of all time, Fernando Mendoza, Penn State, back of the end zone, and Gus Johnson's crazy-ass call about him getting his feet in somehow and elevating and all that. I just don't feel like he thrives in that kind of environment. So I don't think we're going to get and I'm glad he made this top 5, but I just don't think he's going to be higher than 5 on a lot of lists until we get to training camp, preseason games, and quite frankly, regular season games. Like, oh, wow, there's the guy. Because I just don't think this part of the offseason suits him best. And that's okay. That's what happens with some types of players.
Yeah. And so I agree with you. This is the opposite end of the spectrum from somebody who I'll circle back to later. That what they bring to the table, their strong suits, you're not going to see it. There's an opportunity here that, I think whether it's, DK or Omar, I think it's going to be a nice battle.
Nice.
Yeah. DK. There you go. AD Metcalf. I think it's going to be a good battle for wide receiver 2, but every time you say, yak champion, it kind of start twitching a little bit.
Sure. Where is that guy? Is he still in Cleveland?
Is he here? Where is that guy?
Search. Where is he? Is he in
Cleveland? Actually, I thought I saw him the other day because the person came to pick up my trash, and I thought it was Corley.
Are you going to be seeing him again? He's still on the Cleveland Browns, so if he makes the roster, we'll see him for another Week 5 revenge game, huh?
Yeah, I think he's a sad story of he's a direct output of 2 things: immaturity and stupidity by the Jets coaching staff. You would see the flash, and how you didn't harness that. And then you got to recognize maturity of your players, right? As a leader in any job, part of your job is help develop your people, even including like in life, right? People, it's more than just I watched him for these 5 hours. You're like, this kid, I might want to keep an eye on him because he seems like he's making bad choices or have that developmental coaching. And the Jets clearly did not have it.
This is another thing I can connect to the latest episode of Flight 26, episode 3. Darren Mucci was talking about this, and it fits in with Corley, right? So Corley, when he was drafted, to maximize what Malachi Corley is, you have to have a plan. He's not the type of receiver that you can plug anywhere on the offense. He's just going to figure it out naturally. He's a guy that has some gadget to him, so you need to orchestrate and manufacture him touches. the Jets, when they drafted him and were so excited, what's the draft day line? Malachi Corley, no matter what, and all the jokes apparently Sal and Douglas were texting each other and getting all goofy. They seemingly had no plan whatsoever for all the immaturity stuff. Yes, to all of that. But in addition, they didn't seem to have a plan on how to use him, and then he got lost in the shuffle. The line I loved, and maybe my favorite line of last night's episode, is Darren Muji talked about how important the draft is from rounds 1 through round 7. All of them are important. And he says, we methodically and meticulously over the last couple of months calculate a plan and then to how to use every player that we draft. And he said, and we actually heard this because I think Muji explained this right before the draft. He said one of the final steps of their draft process is bringing in every coach individually on the roster, from their tight end coach to their running back coach or everything. They say, hey, here are the players we're looking at in every round, these pocket of players. What's your plan on how to use this guy? What's your plan on how to use this guy? What would, if we ended up with this player, how would you use this guy? He says that's one of their final steps of one-on-one meetings with every coach in the entire building. And then they go through their pocket of players in every round and say, hey, how would you do this? How would you do this? How would you do this? That to me is really encouraging after seeing this Malachi Corley failure, which again, that blood is not on Muji's hands necessarily. That predates him, but it's a harsh reminder of coaches that don't do that. Muji's talking the right game. We'll see if it's true, right? Kenyon Sadiq is going to be a good example. Can they maximize the talent of this young man? Could they just put him anywhere? He's just going to succeed? Do they have to manufacture touches? Probably is the wrong terminology for him because he's a tight end versus what you have to do for a gadget receiver like Malachi Corley. But the words were very encouraging and gives me confidence heading into the 2026 season, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. Right. All the talent, right? All that you got to get the ball in the field, in the open field, and you saw it on the one play that unfortunately ended badly for Corley. But you saw that, like, hey, that guy.
Yeah. Right.
You see what that guy did? But anyway, jet sweep. I mean, anyways.
Yeah. It's a whole nother
rest in peace. A little poor, poor out.
Yeah, there you go. Pour one out there. All right, let's
Number
go.
4.
Now, I'm going to be honest. I'm surprised, and we'll keep going through this list. I'm surprised when trench players on either side are highlighted at this point of the offseason. There's no pads. So it seems very difficult to highlight this player in Armand Membu because we'll go through what Robbie said about him, but like that's a different. I'm not hand to God. I'm not at these practices. I hope one day I bring that kind of coverage here to Boy Green Daily, where I share my observations I'm seeing at practice and things of that nature. It's a dream of mine in the future. One day before I'm dead, hopefully I'm doing that. It seemed, from my view, all the way over here in Oswego, New York, it seems difficult, good or bad, to ascertain, oh, wow, this offensive lineman's killing it. Oh, this defensive lineman's killing it. I don't think you know that till you get to the pads, but that's neither here nor there. Robbie Sabo has them in there, and this is what he's been saying. He said, quote, instead of worrying about David Bailey, Jet fans should celebrate Armand Membu. The sophomore mauler stood out in the spring, which is a near impossible feat for an offensive lineman without pads, what I was just saying. Other than the one play that saw Bailey perform a nice inside move, which resulted in near pressure, Membu locked him up incredibly all spring, and he highlighted all these different plays in which he got video of him doing so. But like I said, it's difficult for me to say pads, but hell, I'll just say this to go back to the draft last year. There was debate, Armand Membu or tight end, which would have been Tyler Warren Warrior, which I was. And sometimes you got to eat your veggies, and you take an offensive lineman that's not sexy, and he looks like this star player that's going to be a really great right tackle for a long time. Looks like the Jets made the right move there.
Yeah, absolutely. And that it does speak volumes, right? For Membu that he was made it to this list. That was outstanding. I think this is the one I'll circle back to. This is the one that gives me concerns. The fact that we're talking about Membu now is concerning for me, related to our number 2 pick. David Bailey should, if anybody's going to show up and show out, right, without pads, what skill set would you be able to see that should very easily translate? The fact that Membu was able to get his hands on him and prevent Bailey from the speed rush, you got no pads on, you should be faster, right? And the fact that Membu made the top 5 mentions, right, tells you the Daily Bailey is in a man's game now, and he's going to have to get his ass going, right? Membu should not, and the fact that he, got sucked in on trying to rush the pass to make a little stats. I'm concerned with what David Bailey showed in OTAs, and that maybe the only position, right? Everything, there's a lot that do translate. There's some that clearly don't translate, like yards after catch. But rushing the passer without pads, I don't know. Hopefully I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not wrong, but hopefully,
I don't know.
time
I just don't think it's. I get what you're saying, and less pads so fast. I still don't think it's a favorable position for when you don't have pads and you can't show power. You can't show sure
he
can
could
show
have showed
speed and
power.
first
Somebody
step.
showed power in that matchup. Somebody showed power.
I don't know. It just seems difficult, like I said, to sort of get here. I will say this because this is going to happen in training camp. This is a preview. No, this is not a prediction. This is a spoiler, and it happens every training camp, right? If anyone does good, can Aaron Glenn be happy? Because that means someone else did bad, right? If the offense dominates a practice, you're like, whoo, offense, top 10, baby. Or wait a second, does our defense suck? Whoa, defense holding down the offense. Yeah, we got the 2000 Ravens. We got the 1985 Chicago Bears. No, wait, does our offense stink? Like constantly, and for Aaron Glenn, I don't know, as a head coach of the team, I don't know how you cheer for anything because one great thing has to mean a bad thing on the other side.
Yeah, I'm just saying this is a caution. Warning. That's by the way, that's what they do. One of the drinks at Tropical Island, New Orleans, which is when they do the shark attack. Before they do it, they hear this button. Warning, sharks in the water. Warning.
Yeah,
and then they do this whole ritual of putting grenadine in a shark's mouth and then throwing ice up in the air. It's a good time.
Okay, I have not had that experience. I've not been to New Orleans, but it's on the bucket list. We'll see if I could get there before I'm dead. Let's say
there's a lot of you dying around here, so I don't know.
You gotta. I say it every morning, and probably people take it as a joke. When people ask me, "Hey, Paul, how are you, man?" I woke up this morning, and they're like, huh. I'm like, no, I'm like, I don't know. It's not guaranteed. Some people go to sleep and they never wake back up. So I woke up this morning. Some people's days are worse than others. Some people didn't wake up. I did. But, we can figure out the rest of life from there. So blessed be he. Speaking of, let's hit it with a perimeter shot.
Number three,
Geno Smith. I've heard a lot of really good things about Geno Smith from Frank Reich, certainly on this Flight 26 series we've talked about. Nick Faria, who you love, this was on the MC Show digital interview. He joined us this week because he was just talking up Geno Smith, and my follow-up question was like, Nick, if you had to compare what you've seen from Geno Smith to this point to Justin Fields last year, what would you say? And he just started maniacally laughing, and I'm like, okay. And he said, I can't possibly explain the night and day that exists here. And he said he turned it to a reading level. He said Justin Fields was like the little engine that could. And then Geno Smith is like, the Game of Thrones library of knowledge that and it wasn't about knowledge, even though Geno Smith is much older. So obviously has more of that. But he just said completing passes. That is just something Geno Smith is doing that most people take for granted, but he's just completing 25, 30-yard passes. He's completing short throws, intermediate throws, deep throws. Justin Fields was inconsistently hitting people. He would just have misses and wasted reps. Nick Faria said that is clearly not happening. That happens sometimes with Geno Smith, but it's not happening all the time. He just said, this is night and day from one year to the next. So I've heard that kind of, not that extreme outside of Nick Faria, but I've heard really wonderful things about Geno Smith so far. So, hell, after what we saw last year and 4 games of 60 passing yards or fewer, this feels like a good sign.
Yeah, and it's interesting he made this list because that's what I would expect, right? What's more interesting in it, just 5-second, flashback, how did we not know when we saw Justin Fields in training camp? How did we not know?
But what do you do then, right?
Well, you do something.
Like what?
You do something.
You give him $40 million. It's too late. The whatever rubber has met road. At that point, you're like, fuck. I don't know if
you know what you do.
Said,
I do know what you do. I do know. I'm sorry. You said you know what you do. You go in the closet and you cry. That's what you do.
Yeah. Well, ineffective for the rest of us that are forced to watch it. But no. What am I supposed to do with my Justin Fields jersey, by the way?
Yeah. Well, when you run out of toilet paper, you keep it handy. But hey, now I would tell you this. I think the NFL, I think even the Jets fan base is underplaying what I think Gino is going to bring to the table. And
Probably.
so the thing we really truly don't know is I think that Garrett Wilson's going to have a phenomenal year, and I think for the rest of it, Gino's going to spread it around like peanut butter. Like I don't think there's a lot of weapons. We talked about Omar, Mason, Sadiq. I think you're not really. I think DK is going to stand out because he's going to have over 800 yards receiving. But beyond that, they're going to be 2,000-yard receivers on this team. And I think Gino will be limited by the abilities of his weapons to make plays. And to get the separation. But I think Gino's going to be exciting. I think we're underplaying it. The Jets will definitely go from the 29th ranked offense, which I don't know. There was 3 teams that were worse. They'll go from the 29th ranked offense. They're going to be, between, I think they're going to be at the end of the year, a year from now, we're talking about how they're in the 10 to 15 range on offense. That's on that. And I'm not, there's no whatever. I think that's what it's going to be. Now, I think there's a few that are going to stand out. I think, I keep calling him DK because I think that's what he's going to bring to the field. But I think it's going to be amazing. I think it's being underplayed. And my biggest concern is not on the offensive side of the ball. Although if I had a piece of the offense, it's the offensive line that, how these couple of these replacement pieces are going to fit and play. We really won't know until week 1.
Yes, I would say on the Gino thing, I understand why people are down on Gino. He's 35. He's coming off this terrible season. Over the last, so he led the league in picks last year. He was the most sacked quarterback in the NFL last year. He quarterbacked the team that ended up with the number 1 overall pick, and he started the majority of the games. Like, I understand why people do not believe, but you don't have to go back very far. It's not like this is an old age quarterback that his best season came in 2017. And I have to try to convince you. Yeah, I know it's been 9 years, but don't worry. He can do it. Like, just if you look at anything beyond the Raiders year last year, any of the 3 Seahawks years, there's a lot of really good football there. So again, I understand why people are down, but I'm just saying, man, I agree. I do think there's going to be more here with Gino, but for some, it's going to have to be, proof in the pudding and seeing it out there. We have about 150 plus people in the room. Appreciate that no matter where you're watching. Jets Worldwide with a very important question. Have you hit the like yet? I can confirm that not all of you have. There's only 33 likes on the video, yet we've got 150 people across our social media platforms. So people, youtube.com/@boygreen25. Pop, I think there's another way to say this, though.
Take that like button to Pound Town, baby.
So come on now, like the video. That is free to do. Make it a part of your routine as you come in. Like the video. Say hello to thy neighbor. Okay, we used to do that in church. Welcome thy neighbor. Okay,
welcome that neighbor.
Yes, yeah, there you go.
Take that like button to like you did your date on the prom. They know.
I actually got cock blocked on prom night as I went to drop off my date. Her brother was sitting outside. I'm like, dude, what the hell? So yeah, that actually did happen on prom.
By the way,
what a jerk.
The moment, that's not true. You didn't get cockblocked. The moment you got in the vicinity of her house, the game was over.
Well,
the game was over.
That's not
the game is over. People don't in the right outside the house. That's not, so you live in a lot of places like Pound Town isn't in front of their house. Anyways, let's move on.
Okay, yeah, that's probably for the best. But way to go, Dylan, you jerk. Unbelievable. That's going to get me in trouble. I'm not going to talk about that anymore. Anywho, let's go to the I'm happily engaged and I live a beautiful life. Thank you. Let's go to our next one up. That is
number 2.
Let's get to your boy. A.D. Metcalf or DK Mitchell, whichever.
DK Mitchell has a better ring to it.
Okay, all right. Well, you've been using the A.D. Metcalf for a while, but I'm willing to adjust for you. So there you have it. He's number 2 on this list of Robbie Sabo's most impressive Jets at minicamp. I'm surprised he's not number 1 from everything I've heard. Like, A.D. has been a freak from everything I'm hearing. I'm seeing these touchdown catches. I'm seeing these highlight plays. He seems to be developing a strong chemistry with number 3 on this list, Geno Smith. And man, it's great to see this sort of seismic leap. Seemingly, it's the offseason. And I know this probably happens all the time where players flash in the offseason and don't flash during the season. We won't know till we get to the season. But man, I will be honest, and everyone should know this, I have not been as high on A.D. Mitchell as you or James Woody. There's a few people in our audience that are super high on A.D. Mitchell.
Ricky from New York.
Ricky, thank you. Ricky from New York. And thank you for highlighting him. There's a few out there that were really high. And I was like, I hope he could be wide receiver 3, and let's see what happens from there. I don't know what he's going to be. We saw flashes. Like what possibly could I project for what I've seen that suddenly he's going to be there? But clearly I've been wrong so far because he has looked spectacular. As Robbie Sabo says in this piece, everyone is buzzing about A.D. Mitchell right now. A very strong spring. He highlights a lot of the touchdowns that Geno Smith and A.D. Mitchell have had together. So again, I'm surprised he's not number 1 on this list based on everything I'm hearing, but let me, throw the ball over to you. You're a huge A.D. Metcalf guy.
Yeah, I think, you're going to see more flashes from A.D. Mitchell than at a Motley Crue concert.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's great.
Hey, now, there's going to be a lot of flashing going on. The same old situation. Don't go away mad. Just go away. Anyways, hey now, Livewire. All right, let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Home sweet home. All right, I think what you're going to see here from A.D. Mitchell, I just think he is the prototypical Geno Smith guy. Like, he is who he wants to throw the ball to, and I just think he will clearly, in my opinion, be the number 2 wide receiver coming in. He's going to win it out. He's going to show up and show out. It's going to be exciting. He's going to be the complement to Garrett Wilson that we thought Jackweed Adams was going to be, right? And I think that there's going to be the symbiotic relationship, unlike Adams with Garrett wanting to leave the Jets. If this is what we're doing, I don't want to be here, which is kind of what he alludes to. And he really doesn't, in my opinion, you don't hear much from Garrett Wilson. But you did hear that and how unhappy he was. So I think this would be not a threatening situation. I think there's plenty of seed to throw around the yard, so to speak. So I think I can't say enough about A.D. Mitchell, but yeah, 800 plus yards. He could have north of 8 touchdowns, is what I think I predicted before.
What's crazy, we've talked about forever, like, oh man, Garrett Wilson should be so happy this offseason. Look at Kenyon Steek, look at A.D. Mitchell, look at Omar Cooper Jr., Breece Hall gets re-signed. Like, man, Garrett Wilson should be a very happy guy. And that's all true. But we should invert the question. Isn't A.D. Mitchell the happiest guy on the planet? Because Garrett Wilson is the straw that stirs the drink. A.D. Mitchell knows that guy's the number 1 receiver. That guy's the guy who's paid among the top 10 highest paid wide receivers. Like, people are going to focus on Garrett Wilson. People are going to focus on Breece Hall. Not a lot of people are going to go into at least at the beginning of the season, are going to go into their game plan. Oh, geez, how do we stop A.D. Mitchell? So if I'm A.D. Mitchell, I'm like, sweet. I'm going to get favorable matchups. I'm going to get favorable opportunities. Me and Geno already have pretty good chemistry here by all accounts. Like, if I'm A.D. Mitchell, I am absolutely elated for this season to come because I'm the one getting the same benefits that everyone's talking about Garrett Wilson getting. I'm getting. So I think that's why a lot of people should have the arrow up there on old AD.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to kickstart your heart. Let me just tell you that. It's going to be a real live wire, if you will. But yeah, and I agree. He's walked into an amazing situation that, who are you going to cover? And so I think, A.D. Mitchell should be very pleased. And I think it's going to be some magic happening.
Hey, before we go to the next one.
Everyone should feel good about this.
Thank you for doing that, Doctor. I just, before we move on, I normally don't highlight all of Yo Holmes' negativity, but this one in particular I want to bring up for a second. He says, Colts stopped playing AD and trading away for a reason. It's not because he's a secret weapon, hidden gem number 2. I would say this. I think A.D. Mitchell broke the Colts' trust. When he was about to score the first touchdown of his NFL career, he fumbled it in the back of the end zone in a critically important game. He has had holding penalties on big touchdowns that changed games, and I think sometimes this happens, and it's unfortunate. I think A.D. Mitchell broke the trust of the Colts, and they punished him, for lack of a better word, and went to other receivers. I'm not saying he will be some hidden gem, great number 2 receiver, or not saying that, but I think that's what happened to make it seem like the Colts were right. He sucks. Teams don't get things wrong, and they've given up on him, and Jet fans are just blowing him up for no reason this offseason. I think is inherently wrong. I think what happened with the Colts is simple in nature, but unfortunate. That's what happened with Adonai. I think he just broke the Colts' trust. There's multiple situations where they needed him to be this and he was not. And then once you don't do that a few times, the team stops believing in you. And then they start going to other guys. And he wasn't even playing at the end. I think that's because of that situation. I don't think it was because they knew 80 was a bust and they're right and 80 is nothing. I push back against that. So we'll see.
Well, I mean, you never know. Teams cast away players because they're not good enough. Sam Darnold.
Sure.
What use it? Wait a minute, didn't Gino used to play for the? Anyways,
yeah.
Hey now. So we'll see. By the way, shout out to the Colts. Only the Colts. The biggest storyline for the Colts in the past 3 or 4 months has been the fact that Sauce Gardner's been lying about his age this whole time, and he did it a few years back so he could get into a club. So that's the biggest pop. The biggest pop is, I'm not, and by the way, who gives a shit, right? This is like, it's not really Tyrod, it's T-Rod. Like, who cares? Like, I'm not really 24, I'm 23. That's the biggest Colts news. It's like, you dun breaking Colts news. Sauce Gardner confesses.
But by the way, I believe he's 24, not 25. Just to give you
Jimmy crack corn, and I don't give a beep.
I've picked up on that, quite frankly. So salute to Sauce Gardner out
I'm
there.
lost in the sauce, so to speak.
Some people were. Let's get to the last guy on this list, and then we have an announcement to make.
Number 1.
I don't get a lot right. That's not true. I get everything right. I get everything right. And one of the many things I got right this offseason is me and Woody played a game on salute to Boy Green Meets Woody, that old show. And we said, who are the top 5 free agents the Jets are going to sign? Like, what do you think is going to happen? And one of my top 5 moves was the New York Jets bringing Demario Davis back. And a lot of you animals out in the audience said, Paul, you're an idiot. Demario would never come back here. Why would he do that? It doesn't make any sense. He wouldn't do it. And there's another clip from the Flight 26 series I'll bring back up later where Demario did an exclusive interview for the series and said, my mission was not complete, and thus I had a higher calling to come back to the Jets and make sure I turn this franchise around before I hang up my cleats, basically. And he was the number 1 standout, most impressive Jet, according to Robbie Sabo on this list. And this was the guy that I thought was going to come back to the Jets. I sort of felt like that same sort of mission thing that he would want to come back. This is where he'd want to hang up his cleats and help turn around the Jets. And yes, as Sabo highlights here, he had a couple of picks off of Bailey Zappi, Geno Smith, which we didn't have any picks last year, as everyone knows. And so suddenly the leader of the defense, El Capitan, for interceptions, lining people up and everything in between. That's awesome to see that the 37-year-old made such a sterling impression here at Mandatory Minicamp in the OTAs. Number 1 most impressive Jet at Minicamp, according to Robbie Sabo.
Yeah, calm down. But first of all, calm down. There's no reason for you to rattlesnake shake because in the OTAs, you might have had some allusion to being correct. Let's wait. Let's wait a few months. OTAs for a linebacker. That's fugazi. All I'm saying is,
my part of being right is I said I predicted he would come here. That part is done. It's sealed and delivered. How great he'll be, sure. We can wait for that prediction to come. But I said he would come back. He already did. I'm right already, baby.
Listen, I don't know what you're smoking in the boys' room here, but let's just
hopefully
calm
nothing,
down.
by the way.
Let's calm down. That's all right.
Different strokes, different folks. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but that'd be a no-go there. Anywho, anything on DeMario that you want to share?
No, I think it's a much needed and valued piece. I'm pausing. I'm not coming back with a verdict just yet. I don't have to wait to the end of the season, but we get about midway through the season, I'll give him a report card. But right now, he's 37-year-old linebacker that's doing what we expected him to do in OTAs. So we'll see.
I don't know how many people expected this from a 37-year-old, but that's neither here nor there. Again,
I don't
we
know what you
merely
expect people in clothes walking around in walkthroughs. So I don't know.
well, sometimes you said like you mentioned earlier, like Justin Fields. How did they not know? Like they're seeing him throw around, they're like, ah, crap. Sometimes you bring back a player like Damar is a good example because he's been here twice. This is his third stint. Is that you bring back a player like, damn, he does not have it. We thought he did. We thought we saw the tape, but seeing him walk around the facilities and everything and practicing, like, damn, he just doesn't have it. Like, so to see that it appears he does have it, I think is a good sign. We'll see what happens. Pop, let's get to the announcement. So you've mentioned before that this idea where we have the tailgate and we do all that, and then the night before we happen to go to a restaurant. You claim that was your idea. Is that correct?
I think if you roll the tape back, that's correct.
So you would agree with that notion.
Yes. Yes.
And on the first poster we made, you were like, where the hell am I? You noticed that you weren't on there. Is that correct?
That's true.
It is going to be unmistakable on this announcement that we have here on the show. So people in the back, rev up the congos. Hop on Pop's restaurant
Hey
takeover.
now, look at
It
that.
is impossible to miss this. And here is our announcement. This is a custom menu that Chef Kevin Gilbert put together specifically for this October 10th event, which is going to be the night before our tailgate. Here is the announcement. Thank you to Chef Kevin Gilbert for working on this. This menu behind the scenes. This is a custom menu that he built. And thank you to Chef for doing this. This is our official announcement of this menu. And so you can order any of these things. Coffee Club members or Special Club members, Jet fans, if you come to our event on Saturday, October 10th, he made a custom menu for all of you. You guys can also order off the regular menu if this stuff doesn't float your boat. There's the BG Jersey Burger, which has grilled certified Angus beef, melted American cheese,
I'll take
apple
that.
smoked bacon, fried egg, toasted brioche bun, and your choice of potato side. The BG Jersey Burger, which looks delicious. And by the way, these pictures are Chef cooking the food and sending them in. So this is not some made-up creation. These are all items that Chef actually made and sent me pictures for, which I really appreciate. So thank you, Chef. Easy's tailgate sausage and peppers. Roasted hot and sweet Italian sausage, sauteed peppers and onions, toasted long roll, oregano and garlic confit spread. There you have it there for Easy. And Philly noodles, here is the announcement for you. You've been included on this custom menu that Chef made. Philly noodles gets Philly noodles, thinly sliced teriyaki glazed ribeye steak, stir-fry veggies, udon noodles, sesame seeds, and crispy rice noodles. There you go. For Philly noodles. And why not Mr. Famous Fulton getting his first appearance on any of our menus? Famous Fulton key lime pie, his favorite. House-made key lime pie, graham cracker crust, fresh key lime whipped cream, powdered sugar all over it. This is the custom menu, and this is the first time this has been announced. Pop, your initial thoughts?
Well, yes, is what I'd say. That menu.
Yes.
That all looks delicious.
Okay.
So shout out to that. That's amazing.
Okay. Can you notice your involvement on this particular poster?
Yeah, I can see a little bit there. Yes.
Okay, I am glad. So there you go, everybody. There is a sign-up sheet down below in our YouTube description. It'll be down below in every video from now and a few days ago until the future, until, quite frankly, it sells out. There is, let me, I guess, explain. There's no cover charge, so no cover charge at all this year. All you have to do is sign up down below. It's the first link you will see. It says Hop on Pop. It's very clear. Restaurant Takeover. And if you're going, click the link, fill out the link. It has the address. It has all information, the date of the event, where the restaurant is. It will now include this image. I'll put it on there a little bit later because I wanted to debut it here on the show. If you're coming by yourself, just fill out your name. You'll see an entire list of people on the right, and you'll see it's all numbered. Fill in your name next. I have it in front of me here. We have 28 people who have signed up. The latest person is Anthony Lombardo Jr. Thank you, Anthony, for joining. So you just put your name underneath him. If there's multiple names, you'd be named 29 on the list. If there's multiple people coming, let's say you, your wife, your 3 children are coming, list every person, including your children. So I'm going to make this up. Freddie's wife's name is Anastasia. Your 3 children are Ricky, Bobby, and JJ. Put each person, because there's a limit to how many people we could have in the private upstairs part of the restaurant. This will be the night before our tailgate game for the Jets and Browns. We want to get an accurate head count here. So please make sure you guys fill out the list. Want to have an accurate running. Please make sure you don't put like Paul Esden Sr. +1 and then it's on the same line. That's going to, if too many people do that, I'm going to have not the appropriate amount of people on my list. And then we're going to have some confusion when we reach the sellout point. So make sure every person is their own line. Even if you don't know the person, let's say you are bringing a +1, but you don't know who it is, even put on the new line. If it's Hop on Pop, go Hop on Pop +1 on a separate line entirely so I can make sure I count the people appropriately. I don't want anyone to get left out or screwed. Once we go through the max amount of people, which by the way is 56, we'll have to put people in other parts of the restaurant. And Chef explained to me how we can sort of co-mingle and move people along. So Hep, you should be able to bring your guitar. I see that message. Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. You should be able to. We'll have our own place up there. So yes, I would imagine so. If anything, we'll make sure that I ask Chef if there's any problems with that. But this is amazing. So shout out to Mr. Famous Fulton, who's never been featured on a menu. Shout out to Philly Noodles, who's never been featured on a menu. And that's pretty cool. So again, Hop on Pop, his idea, very clearly, restaurant takeover. So this will be Saturday, October 10th. Even if you're not coming to our Jets-Browns game, you are allowed to come to this. So, again, no cover charge. The only thing you have to pay for is your own food. Whatever food and drink you order, you're responsible for at the end of the night. So it's not an open buffet or anything like that. So, again, if you come and order no food, you just drink water, that's also fine, but so you'll have nothing to pay for, I suppose, in that scenario. But yes, just plan on paying for your own meal, whatever you or your family ends up ordering. But there is no cover charge whatsoever. This will be the night before. Again, if you're in the area and you're local, you can swing by and meet some fellow Jet fans. It's going to be a great time. But again, if you're going to swing by, please make sure you put your name on the list in any form or fashion. So there you have it. And again, I can't give enough of a shout out. I didn't ask Chef to make a custom menu for this event. He just takes so much pride in his work. He loves doing this, and he made another custom menu on top of the other custom menu we have for the tailgate the next day. It's pretty incredible stuff, Bob.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I'll tell you what really stood out to me last time.
Yes.
A few things here. What really stood out to me last time is the wait staff there was truly incredible.
Yes.
You know, you get all these people up there and they took care of you. They tracked your separate bills because we were one big mass. And so they did a phenomenal job. Have you seen, and then I'm going to quick side and I'll come back to this. Have you ever seen that there's a reel out there or whatever you kids are calling these things of this guy? He's sitting there with his, he's sitting there with his wife, girlfriend, significant other. And then some attractive woman walks by and he's like, and then his girlfriend like jumps up and some random guy just walks up to him. And he's like, hey, like he was looking at the guy. Have you ever seen that?
I've seen that?
He's like, hey, you know, they give like a bro hug, even though he never met him.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that to say this, please help out Mac for Life and don't put down Amigo, update the name there so he doesn't get in trouble.
Okay. That's
so be the bro that jumps up and saves the day. That's what I want to shout out there.
Okay, will do. I will just say, I thank you, Mac. I just updated that for you. So yes, I don't want to cause any problems in the Mac household. Mac, you were, I was going to say not to call you out, but like to put it on there. You wouldn't know because like no one else did this on the list. But you initially had Mac and then +1, like you guys were on the same line. So I didn't know. You know who the +1 was.
Yeah,
he just put +1. So anywho,
you're not making it better. If Jackie's watching, you're not making this better.
Again, I did. It just said Mac +1. I didn't know who the +1 was. It could have been a friend. It could have been anybody. But anywho, it is now corrected. Jackie is now on there. So Mac, and Pop, thank you for noticing that. I did not see that initially. So thank you so much. So Mac, you're all set. Yes.
Yeah, just to wrap this up, we'll talk about the matriculation, the maturation of the tailgate extravaganza. Sure. And I'll tell you that we came up with this idea together. We suggested, we walked it forward. Well, that was in August last year before September.
Right.
Now we are 112 days out, people.
Wow.
And half of this restaurant takeover is already populated, matriculated. It's exactly
Sure.
half for those
Right,
mathletes out there.
Yes, yeah.
And so don't wait. Don't think you can be cute. You're going to get on the list anyways. This is going to be a thing. We're going to have live entertainment from
Yeah.
HEP.
Sure.
We're going to have this exclusive menu. We're going to have free giveaways.
Yes.
And think about all this. This is a gift back to the coffee club. There's no charge. There's no property. There's no transfer of funds going to the Boy Green special offshore bank account. This is us, a meet and greet for you to come. And it's amazing. 112 days out, we're half full. But I will tell you, if you're thinking of going, make sure you are going and get your name on the list.
100%. So yeah, I'll give that last plug here that yes, don't assume that you are just going to be able to roll up. I anticipate this thing, quote unquote, selling out. Again, there's no cover charge, but filling out is what I anticipate for this event, which is amazing. And I'm very blessed and humbled that people want to come and have a good time and do all this. That's spectacular. So please fill out the list. Now, don't fill out the list if you have absolutely no intentions of going. I don't want you to hold a spot from someone else that sees the list. They're like, geez, it's all out. I guess I'm not going to go. Because again, beyond the 56, there's other parts of the restaurant. Chef instructed me that we could put other people to have an actual table, but they could come up and chat. So there are some flexibility from that perspective. But again, if you have any idea on coming, all right, Luby says he's coming. I'll throw him on the list here. So all right,
we've got
and added on.
We've got the Boy Green tribe. We have the Hop on Pop. Imamji will be there, flashing her gorgeous self. She will be coming, meeting and greeting. The Hayanator will be there. Your cousin, your uncle will be there, and his wife. So this is going to be a thing. You're going to want to be there, and you're not going to want to miss it, brother.
That's for sure. By the way, I just watched that documentary. There's a lot to unpack there on that Netflix documentary of Hulk Hogan. Luby, you've been added to the list, so now we're up to 29 people. Oh wow, we're up to 30. I'm seeing it update live. That's the internet. James Kennedy is coming.
Let's go.
And I imagine it's about to fill out because the Kennedys don't come in ones. They come in their whole family. So he may be filling out the rest of his family as well in the sheet, which is amazing. So again, this will continue to be in the YouTube live link. So all these Boy Green Daily shows that I do, you guys will see that sign-up sheet. It says, Hop on Pop Restaurant Takeover. So fill it out as soon as you guys have an opportunity. And yes, so enjoy. So it looks like the list is being filled out as we speak, which is spectacular. And again, I'm really moved by Chef's, I don't know, dedication to this, that he's willing to make a custom menu. I didn't ask him to do that. He did that. So man, that's really cool of Chef Kevin Gilbert to do. So that's awesome. We have an amazing community. And I've said this since Chef has come on board last year. I can't do this tailgate is not this tailgate without Chef Kevin Gilbert. So he's family. It's great that he's going to be there. He's going to be sitting with us at the game, and that's going to be awesome. And EZ on the menu says, so maybe this is just a sign from the gods. So EZ will be able to try some of his EZ food for the very first time. But hit it, Zariah Luna.
Wow.
Apparently he approves. Sausage, onions, and peppers. Made some yesterday. So easy. Thank you for the $2 super chat. And yes, you are featured on both menus. That's pretty rare. I don't know. There's I can only count on one hand how many people are featured on both menus. So a big salute to you, Easy. Yeah.
Yeah. Both menus, right? And well, there you go. And I would just like to shout out to Easy that you're absolutely correct. One of you is plenty.
Okay, thank you for that. And Philly just seeing this, he says it's dope as hell. It's really cool that he got to make the menu. So Philly, hopefully you end up making it to the event. We will see. He made it last year. We'll see if he can this year. He's trying to move some things around and see if he can make it happen. So that is amazing. So can't wait to see if that indeed does come to fruition. So Luby, you're on the list. And again, people continue to fill out the list. Be respectful. So it's an Excel sheet is updating live. So if you see other people are writing in, try to comfortably get in where you can, but again, you should be able to figure that out in the audience. All right, Pop, is there anything else you wanted to get to before the phone lines?
Yeah, otherwise, everyone get on the list. Otherwise, it'll be a bitter pill that you didn't make it on the list. Yes. A bitter pill, which, by the way, is one of your mom's favorite songs.
I didn't know that, but I knew one of her favorite bands was Jackal. But I was
Jackal.
Jackal.
I will not name. She's a big fan of Jesse James Dupree.
I
Hey
bet he
now,
is. What is that? The Full Throttle Saloon.
the
There you
Full
go.
Throttle Saloon. Hey now.
God bless America. So again, everybody, last plugs. Also, by the way, if you want to come to the Jets Browns event, which I have that graphic as well. I haven't been plugging that as much, but of course, you guys can still come to the Jets Browns game. So feel free to do so. I hope a bunch of you guys are able to make it out. We still have about 28 spots or so left in the tailgate portion of the event. So again, it's $300 total. You get a ticket in the 100s. You get a tailgate ticket, of course, for the custom Chef Kevin Gilbert menu, which I'll highlight in a second from the tailgate. And so you get a tailgate ticket. You get a game ticket in the 100s with us, which is great. And you get a custom rally towel, which I just ordered. They are on their way. So I'll get to show you guys those on the screen when those are all coming in. So a custom rally towel for that event. Which will be spectacular. We'll also be providing non-alcoholic drinks, so waters, Gatorades. You guys are able to bring booze if you'd like. You can put it in our coolers if you want to keep them cold, but we're not distributing out alcohol. That's against the rules. We wouldn't do that. So you guys can bring some BYOB if you'd like out there in the audience. So again, reach out to me, Paul A. Esden Jr. at gmail.com if you're interested in hearing more details. Or as you see above floating on my head, if you're watching the show, if it's audio only, it's at BoyGreen25. Boy, B-O-Y, Green, the color, Green, and then the digits 25 is how you can reach out to me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, anything. If you come across this at any point and you have interest in coming to the event, all you have to do is reach out and we could go from there.
Yeah. So a few funny things occur to me here. So
Okay. All right.
so I'll tell a sea story, if you will.
Oh,
a sea
okay.
story.
Great.
Sea story.
All right.
Hopefully my favorite shipmate is on. But a sea story. So we it's actually a sea story about being in a port. But so we pull into port for whatever reason we were pulling in. I think it was Port Canaveral. And so you got a bunch of sailors who've been out to sea for a month or so. So we go to the 7-Eleven to get some barley pops or whatever you call them. And so we're going there. We get the beer and we buy a cooler because obviously we don't have a cooler because we just came off a submarine. Big cooler, get some ice, and then you get some cooler for the beer. You have some beer for the cooler, and then you have some other beer because it's cold beer. And so I'm coming out of the store, and a guy pops the trunk. Not back when you actually had to use a key. A guy opens the trunk. He's like, "Paul, put the beer in the trunk." I'm like, "Why would I put the beer in the trunk? Then I won't be able to drink." And then I turn around. I said, "If I put the beer in the trunk, I won't be able to drink it when we leave." And I turn around as I had opened the door, and I'm like, "Oh, hello, officer." As there was a police officer standing right there, and I'm like, "I'm going to go put this in the trunk." And the worst part about the story is, as soon as we drive away, I'm like, "Hey, pull into the next place so I get that beer out of the trunk." And so the guy that's driving pulls into, I don't know, the police station. And I'm like, yes, this is not the place. We're going to pop the trunk and put the beer in the back seats. So, but hey now. But anyways, could you put that poster back up again?
This one, sure. Okay. Yeah.
So, yeah, I understand, people's hashtags and stuff like that, like the real Hulk Hogan. Was there really enough James Woody out there that he had to go the James Woody? Did it really need the part in front of it? Is there a lot out there? James Woody. I mean, shout out to my son. I love him, but I'm not sure the was needed in that situation.
It's a good question. I'm not sure. By the way, a quick highlight here, because for the people that are watching this, to highlight those individuals, Hop on Pop is obviously center stage there. We have Chef Kevin Gilbert, Luby Super Jets fan posing with number 2 overall pick David Bailey right there with that famous draft photo, which I also have in canvas form behind me. He's bringing a live DJ B Sprinter. That's something I didn't mention for this event, which is coming. Again, the generosity from Luby in all parts of my life since meeting him have been pretty magical, but to donate his time, effort, and energy to this tailgate. He's a Espresso Club member among us. That's pretty cool. So Luby, I think a lot of people know he's a special person, but that shouldn't stop us from telling him all the time. So his B Sprinter and live DJ will be there at the event to keep the party rolling. And then you also have the Jets Worldwide crew also in attendance, which will be pretty cool as well. So all this is pretty exciting stuff, Bob.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I just saw Johnny Boy, and I saw Jets Worldwide, but I don't know if that's Johnny or Snowball. I'm not sure who that
Right.
was.
I think it's normally Snowball, but I don't know that for sure.
But it just occurred to me that in that picture of Johnny,
Yes.
it kind of looks like, it kind of looks like Jack Black from Nacho Libre. I just wanted to say that. Hey, now.
Okay, wow. That's
Moving on.
That's quite a thing. Hey, here is the tailgate menu. Again, if that menu we talked about wasn't enough, look at this menu. This is for the tailgate. And again, I want to reiterate, because I know we live in an AI world. All of those pictures that are to the right of this menu are the actual pictures that Chef Kevin Gilbert took of the food that he made for the tailgate last year. And again, he's bringing it back. So those are all real images. I just want that to be said. The EZD where there's an initial spoon sort of penetrating the cheese. And then the second one where he's pulling up the cheese and it's like you could see the melted cheese is terrific. We have that BG Sunday Tradition burger and then the BBQ Piers slider. Those are some of the items on the menu. So we will have sliders, we will have hot dogs, and there's a variety of side dishes because I know people have different feelings about it. We have garden salad, we have EZD, we have house-made potato chips, toasted pretzel sticks with beer mustard, and Pop's bacon popcorn. All of that is making a comeback. So again, a huge shout out to Chef. He put a lot of hard work into this menu. He's put a lot of love into it. Again, subscribe to him and his son's YouTube channel at Fastest Food Reviews. You see that on the bottom. They're over 250,000 subscribers. That's an amazing milestone. And again, this cater food is from the chef himself, Chef Kevin Gilbert. So if all the other stuff, the DJ, the people, all that wasn't enough to sell you, the food should be enough to sell you. Again, we have 29 spots left. If you get a tailgate ticket, you can eat this delicious food. If you don't, you're out. And again, once it sells out, it sells out. So I can't believe we're here on June 20th and we still have 29 tickets left available. I don't think that's going to last for much longer. So, folks, make sure you take advantage. You get to party with your fellow Jet fans, sit in the hundreds, which is as close to the field as you could possibly get, in that section. So come on, people. Make sure you guys jump on the train.
Yeah, I don't know what we're talking about. By the way, we are equal opportunity people.
Okay.
And so for those people, they're like, I don't know, that food looks great, but I need to make sure there's no glutes. I need to make sure there's no vegan, vegetarian, We will have that available because there'll be plenty of this. If you don't like glutes,
water. Yes.
Water. Yeah. No glutes. There's no animal byproducts in here. Well, there might be. But yes, water for those. Just make sure.
All right. And by the way, everybody. Yo Hums has been added to the list. The entire Kennedy clan. We have James Kennedy. We have, so I think of James Kennedy Jr. here. Nellie Kennedy. We have the Kashana Budrum in here. So, yeah, we're now up to 34 people. So this list is picking up some massive steam here. So excited. And again, people, we could have up to 56 people in the private room upstairs. And then again, we'll have to then spray and spread people throughout the restaurant, which again, we'll keep you guys posted in there as well. All right, Pop, man, a lot of plugs, but a lot of fun stuff happening.
A lot of fun stuff happening. A lot of fun stuff. That all looks amazing. You better get in there. 56 is going to be gone like that. And so is the tailgate. We're going to take over the entire section of that 118 of the stadium. Come on now. Hey, now.
It's going to be awesome. All right, we'll take a halftime out, take a few calls before we get out of here. We'll be back after this.
1, 2, 3.
Just
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcast. We're just under 200 people in the room. We're only at 55 likes, so people, pump up the likes. That gets this Jet show in front of other Jet fans out there in the audience. So, wow, that was getting Papa fired up over there, it looks like.
Let's go. That and Chef Imamji is making me the omelet, the bacon. It's
wow, okay. Beautiful. All right. Sounds like a good time. All right. Let's
little
let's
potatoes. She's making little potatoes, little fried potatoes.
Okay, that's enough. All right. Let's get to the phone lines here. And we'll wait for Monday, but hey, things are going well with all the workouts. I will just say that. So
great job.
So
proud of you. Good job.
I appreciate that. Huge update to come on Monday, baby. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. We'll kick it off with Hep.
Hey guys, hey Pop, hey Paul. How
Yes.
you guys doing today?
What's up, Hep?
Good. I have a story about I was 18 and this girl was like 17. She was a beautiful Greek girl. Beautiful, like
Okay.
untouched flower, And I convinced her to go on a date with me. So I pulled up. My dad lent me his Oldsmobile, which was a big car back then. It was a huge, like, kind of Cadillac kind of car. So I pull up in front of her house, and I see her. She's coming out, and she's all like she looks like she's all embarrassed or something. She's like, she's walking to the car really quick, and she gets in the car, and all of a sudden I go, "Oh, hi!" And then I hear in the back, I hear clink, 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 and I turn around, and in the back seat is her father, who is about maybe like 300 pounds, with a face like this, the whole time. And I was like, "Oh boy!" And I see how embarrassed she was. And I was like, "Well, this isn't happening, obviously." So I said, she was just so embarrassed. So I said, "You want to get an ice cream or something?" And she's like, okay. So I go buy the ice cream, and I go, I go to the father in the back. I go, "You want an ice cream too? I'll buy you one." He's like, so needless to say, I took her back and dropped her off, and I never got to see her again. But that was a hell of an experience. I'll tell you that. But as far as I'll bring a small PA to the thing, so I know that Easy's wondering. I'll learn a couple of his songs, but we have to be considerate because we're not the only people in that restaurant. So we can't.
I just texted Chef, so I will keep you guys posted on like rules or anything of that nature. Being in that private upstairs room, what's allowed, what's not allowed. So I will we'll see if Chef gets back to me at the end of the show. If he does not, I'll definitely update everybody when I get word from Chef. But yeah, just reach out to her. Yeah, that would be amazing. Yeah, to have live music. I mean, good Lord, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, and then Easy wants. I'll learn a couple of his songs if he wants, and And then when you address the crowd, you can use my PA just to talk and stuff.
Yes, yeah, that'd be amazing. That'd be great, Hep.
All right, guys, peace out.
Appreciate you. Thank you, Hep. Great story, and yes.
Are you going to join them in your multi-instrumentationalist?
I'm very blessed that I've received a lot of compliments about my voice. I've heard, I've got, not for singing. I've just gone to, I call in somewhere on a radio show. They're like, "Wow, you get a good voice." I'm like, "Okay, nice, all right." Or doing radio or doing these PA things where I got to, when I did the Syracuse Strong Job, I meet a few fans. They said, "Oh man, I loved it," or anything. I'm like, "Cool, that's I work hard on it. I'm glad that you like it." So that's awesome. Singing has never been like people went, "Whoa, hey, can you sing this number?" Yeah, let me hear that again. It's like, hey, I'll give you money to never hear that again. All righty, thank you very much. Collect.
You definitely have a face for radio.
That I do, and I've embraced that. And that people requested this video process is beyond me, but I appreciate it because YouTube helps pay my bills every month. So thank you, everybody, for this job. This job's pretty sweet. So like I said, I'll keep you guys posted on that. That's cool. And by the way, Sharon is a huge Jackal fan. There you go. She says she loves raunchy rock and roll with Jackal. There you go.
Your mom actually hated Jackal at first, and she will go out and do some grilling and chilling, and I'll put on some Jackal, and
she'll be rocking.
I look over and she'll be singing it, she's a big Jackal fan.
Yep, there you go.
It's a PG show, so I won't say what songs she likes, but
that's Yep, that's probably for the best with everything that's going on. So,
Although
anywho,
Mac, trying to get strippers up there with the music, so I'm not
yeah,
sure.
yeah, there you go. And I'm sure his girl Jackie will love that. So phenomenal. Okay, great. Mac, keep us posted. All right. That's a party and a half. All right, let's get to the phone lines. Come on. This guy has made some clear history here, being on both menus. It's easy.
Hey,
Wow. Congratulations,
Hey,
Easy. That's
there
I
you go.
wanted to talk to Hep. Is he still available? Because
He is not. He left.
first
Yeah.
off, this is for Pop.
Okay. Okay.
Ah, nice. Looking good there.
All right. Nice. Okay.
Little sausage
That's,
and peppers, yeah.
Yep, no green peppers, just the red, the yellow, and the orange.
Okay. Very
you
vibrant.
go.
I like that.
Yeah, I
By
made
the
it
way-
yesterday. My sister said, "Come on over, we'll have a barbecue." I said,
Nice.
"Well, I got some sausage and peppers I can make." She goes, "Yeah, bring it over, make it here." So I brought it all over and I did it in her kitchen because that's my kitchen, and that
Yeah.
ain't enough.
Yeah, that's tight quarters there. Yeah, tight quarters. But again, I
Yeah.
want to give you another congratulations, buddy, for being on both menus. No, shout out to Chef.
So this is going to be my studio room.
Okay, wait, let's go full screen here so we can get a good gander.
Studio.
Oh, nice. Studio.
Easy.
Yep.
In his studio.
Yep,
Nice.
there's my PA and my
What's
mic
that
stand.
big brown thing? Oh, that's a nightstand. Okay, I thought there was like some sort of a podium or something. Okay.
This is a chest of drawers. I'm getting out of here,
Oh, okay.
Oh, up in my studio.
and those
Right.
are my tires for my Corvette.
Wow. Okay, this is a do-it-all room in here.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's between this is my apartment over here,
Okay.
and this is Corey, my buddy's apartment over there.
Okay. And what is this middle space? Your guys' happy place in between?
No, it's just just like a 25 by 12 room.
Is it a community storage or is that yours?
Yeah, no, that stuff is Corey's. This is my son's, which he never friggin' gets it out of here. That's my old stereo. That's my stove. If I can ever get that dryer out of there, I'll actually be
wow.
able to put that stove in there. But
Yeah, okay.
I mean, it's a small place, but I mean, I love it. It's nice.
Yeah, that's it. It looks homey.
That's that room reminds me, your mom's favorite song is from Spongetta, is for America's Got Talent in my studio. So
Yeah, I saw that. Is that brick behind you? Nice. Okay, nice brick.
That is a tapestry.
Oh, okay.
See,
Okay.
ends at the bottom.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right, nice. It's still
But,
nice.
that is my drum skin autographed by the legendary drummer from Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Carl Palmer.
Wow, that's amazing. Nice. Okay.
Yeah, I saw him in 2019 at the Coca Booth Amphitheater in Cary.
Sweet.
It was a
Nice.
great show because it was a combination of the Emerson, Lake and Palmer legacy band, because Keith Emerson and Greg Laker have passed. So
Yeah.
Carl put together this band with these two younger guys, and he
Mhm.
plays the drums and they do ELP music. And of course, Carl Palmer was also in the band Asia.
Oh, okay. Yes, right.
So this was a show. It had the crazy world of Arthur Brown.
Okay.
That was one band that a bunch of guys from Yes and ELP were in.
Mhm.
So they had the crazy world of Arthur Brown. Then they had the ELP Legacy Band.
Mhm.
Then Yes came on with Steve Howe and a couple of guys from Yes. Not John Anderson. That's another version that's out there somewhere. And then they all performed together and they did some Asia songs. What
Oh.
a great show that was.
Nice.
there you go.
Great.
You know, little 70s progressive rock, some prog rock. It was a really great
Progressive.
show.
Prog rock. Yeah. All right.
Oh, hold on, Pete. Boy Green, give me some breaking news. Give me that. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Wow.
what's up? What's up?
Okay, here we go. Hit it.
Two things. The bacon light is just lit, and the fried potatoes. And I think the Jets throw a fourth round pick at Sorsby, and if they get him, they get him.
Well, let me throw this up real quick from Mac. He sends in this member super chat shout out. So I appreciate you answering that, Pop, because here you go.
Wow.
Audio only
want-
listeners, Mac, a member for 18 months, said, "Good morning, gents, pops." He wanted your thoughts on Texas Tech quarterback Brendan Sorsby, who in, out, appears to be back in, at least in the application process for the supplemental draft, which he should be approved for. The deadline is 2 days away, so the NFL, maybe it's a Monday thing. Once they get past the weekend, they approve it or decline it on Monday, but we should have that news. It looks like he and his people believe he will be approved for it. So you said a what pick, Pop?
Yeah, I wouldn't go. I would definitely throw in the ring a 4th-round pick, not an over. You know, you get them, great. That's not a hard problem to have. I wouldn't go higher than that because we have a whole bunch of problems. We don't need another one. So nothing more than a 4th-round pick. Throw it in there. If you win them, you win the lottery. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah,
A
throw
4th
some
round-
shade at it. They're just throw throw it into the mix, just so somebody else has to do it too.
That's right.
100%. Mac, by the way, thank you so much.
Little gamesmanship.
For sure. Well, Pop, thank you so much. Appreciate it. You have a great day, Pop.
All right. I'll save some of the potatoes for you.
No, you won't.
Yeah, enjoy your meal, Pop.
Yeah.
So how you doing, Boy Green?
Boy, I'm doing excellent. It's great. Again, a huge shout out to Chef. This menu looks spectacular. I can't wait. The event's really coming together. It's June 20th, but it feels like it's going to be here tomorrow.
I think it's going to be a great time. It's going to be a really great time. Like I said, I'm taking off the whole week. I'm driving up
on the area for family, right?
Yeah, I'm driving up on like the 6th. I think that's like a Monday night or Tuesday, and I'm going to make plans. So I'm just going to spend the whole weekend up there. The whole weekend.
Yep, 6 is a Tuesday. So yeah, and that's perfect, right? You're going up there anyway, so take full advantage. Enjoy the week. Yeah, man.
I'm gonna go visit my niece and see her two kids. She's got 2 kids. She's got a little girl and she just had a little boy a little while ago. So I'll go visit them. Visit my niece, visit my daughter and my other son that live up there. Yeah, I'll have a good time.
Excellent.
And then of course, Jets football.
There you go, baby. Jets Browns, you should kick their ass. Nice.
I just have a good feeling about this. I don't know what it is. I really don't know.
Okay.
I think Geno was always a good prospect.
Yeah.
I think that fight that he had with that linebacker over his own immaturity, I think that it just kind of sabotaged it, man. It was just
Yeah.
And then of course, I don't know what they were thinking when they put Mark Sanchez in a game in the 4th quarter of a playoff of a practice game, and then he gets hurt, and I was just like, Jesus Christ!
And that started the Geno Smith era in 2013, believe it or not, that same season, which is nuts.
Yeah, there's just so much crazy stuff. I think this kid that we have on the roster, this Cade Klubnik, I think if he didn't have a bad season last year, but it wasn't just him, the whole team sucked last year.
Of course, yeah, Clemson was terrible.
People forget there were 18 starters returning. You can't just throw it all on Cade. Right. He was hurt, multiple injuries at the same time.
Yeah.
So I think the best thing that could happen to the Jets right now is Geno has a great season.
All right.
He comes back next year, has a second great season.
Okay.
And then Cade is sitting there calm, relaxed, learning the system, honing his skills, getting better and better, like they used to do in the NFL.
Sure. Yeah.
And the fact that he's not a 1st-round pick, there's no pressure to put him in.
It's true.
Oh, am I boring you?
What? No, I just changed my tone. I had a frog in my throat.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Sound like a toad. Anyway, is Hep there? Is Hep still backstage?
No one is backstage. You're the only one, Easy.
No one's backstage?
No one's backstage. You're front stage. Yeah.
Do I intimidate everyone? No, I don't.
No. I think people are fired up to meet you. They've never met you before, so I think a lot of people are excited from that perspective.
Yeah, well, I'm an acquired taste. I just have to warn people.
Hey, there you go. By the way, more breaking news, people, and this involves you as well, Easy. So here you go. Hit it, people in the back. Hit it. I asked Chef Kevin Gilbert, are you guys allowed to bring instruments? And I got 2 words. Hell yeah. So it is open for business for both you and Hep. So yes, you guys can bring all of that. Thank you to Chef. You guys can.
Who knows how to play bass? Who knows how to play drums?
There you go.
Maybe we could bring an electric drum set, and someone bring their bass. and we can do maybe an unplugged.
So there you go. Hep, if you're listening, again, we've got the message here from Chef Kevin Gilbert. Hell yeah. When I asked him if you guys can bring instruments. So it sounds like that's a full go. Excellent. Can't wait to add that to the party atmosphere on Saturday, October 10th. Again, that is the night before the event at the Cloverleaf Tavern. Excellent.
Yeah, those are my Mackies right there.
Nice. Great.
Yeah, my bass player is coming over today at 1 o'clock. We're going to get this room straightened up and set it up for next week. I got a bunch of guitar players auditioning next week.
Mm-hmm.
It's not easy to do 80s metal because you really need a good guitar player who can shred.
Yeah. Do you have one?
This one guy, Iggy, but he works hard and he says he can do all the Randy Rhoads and Jakey Lee and Zach Wilde stuff, but it's hard to nail certain people down because they, life happens, so we'll see. But he's supposedly very good. I've heard good things about him. I talked to the guys at Guitar Center. A couple of the guys have heard of him. They said the guys kick ass. So if I could get him in the band, that'd be wonderful.
Yeah,
super good.
Well, I'm excited to see you guys. So now you guys are going to be slamming at the takeover and at the tailgate. This is awesome.
Well, we do what we can.
Well, thank you. As someone who has zero musical talent whatsoever, I'm in envy of you and Hep. So that'll be amazing.
Well, I mean, Hep's a better musician than I am.
Okay. Well, you guys are on the same team, so
Yeah. The thing is, you never know what's going to happen when you put a bunch of musicians together and with a small PA in a room full of knuckleheads. We might just wind up jamming out and eating and jamming and just having a good time until closing.
Yeah, that'd be great. Sure. That'd be awesome.
And then we go sleep it off and go to the game the next morning and eat some more.
Breakfast and night of champions, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, baby.
There is only one thing that on the menu that freaks me out a little bit.
Okay.
But it has nothing to do. It's all personal taste. Like you don't like soup and coffee.
I do not like either. Yes.
I just don't like the idea of a cracked egg over a burger. But that's just a personal thing.
BG
Some people
Jersey
love
burger.
that though. A lot of people
I eat
love
it every
that
week.
though.
Yeah.
I mean, and I love eggs.
Okay.
And I love cheese, but I don't like cheese on my eggs unless I'm specifically having a cheese omelet. Is that crazy? Like when I have a Western omelet, I just want the ham, pepper, and onion. I don't want the cheese on it.
So you'll be doing your Easy's tailgate sausage and peppers. That's what you'll be hitting up.
Yep. But also, I understand he's got a recipe for Philly noodles. I have another alternative recipe for Philly noodles.
Okay.
You take the steak, the Philly cheesesteak steak. You chop
Hep
it up.
is here.
Oh, Hep.
Hey guys.
Good.
Right,
I wanted to talk. I've never talked to you, Hep.
I know. I heard you call him. It was like from the west. I heard, "Help!" out of the woods.
You
Like,
should have
oh,
seen me when you were first on. I'm waving backstage, so trying to get Paul's attention. I was like, I want to talk to Hep. I went, put me on.
Yeah. I need a person in the back that can like screen you guys so I can hear whatever you're saying. If you are saying things.
Well, everything's kind of on sound. But what Ozzy or Sabbath songs do you know?
Well, I don't really know. I know little bits of them. Like I can learn any song, but I mean, hold on a second. Let's see this.
Okay.
Finish with my woman, cause she couldn't help me with my mind. People think I'm insane because I am frowning all the time.
Oh, I can't wait for this. This is going to be the greatest collaboration of all time.
Yeah, Paranoid. Yeah, Paranoid. My favorite Sabbath song. I know it sounds weird, but my favorite Black Sabbath song of all time is "Fairies Wear Boots."
Oh, really? Wow. Okay.
Yeah, but
have you heard it?
Something that's more accessible. No.
Yeah,
but
like Paranoid.
I don't know. That's not one of. That's like a B-side though, right? You have to be a real fan to know that one, right?
No.
Fairies Wear Boots
is a very popular song.
Oh, is it? Okay, I didn't know. I know that Mother.
It's the one that goes.
Oh, the Mother one's a great one. Yes.
The one by Ozzy goes Mother or something like that.
Mother, I'm coming home. Or,
Mama, I'm coming home.
Mama, I'm
Yeah,
coming home.
Mama,
That's
come
it.
home.
Yes.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
that's
right.
another good one. That'll be a jerker.
I can learn that. I'll learn
Yeah.
that.
Please
And
do.
what about
That's a
the
good
other one that Paul likes? Every thorn has its.
Yeah,
Every
rose has a
rose has
thorn.
a
So
thorn.
poison. Yeah, you guys got to play some poison. That'd be sweet.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you learn that. You learn the vocals on that one. I'll learn the guitar part.
There you go. Every rose has its thorn. That's a good one.
Yeah, as long as we do it in E flat or D.
Oh, okay. Well, I could adjust.
Tune down because
Yeah.
look, I'm 65. I can't hit them high notes like I used to.
That's okay.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah,
take what
well-
we could get, buddy. Yeah.
We'll try anyway. All right. I
Yeah.
got you, Z.
Thanks,
All
Hep.
right, good talking to you, Hep.
And thank you, EZ. I can't wait for this collab. This is going to be awesome, man.
Oh yeah, I got my little Sennheiser microphone right here.
Great. Sweet.
I love this mic. It gives you more high pitch. It helps your high pitches. And when you're doing metal, you really want to accentuate the high pitch.
Of course.
Although the Shure 58 is a great mic.
Yeah.
But the Sennheiser I like better for vocals with a higher, when you try to do a higher range. It has more frequency response up high.
I was already excited, EZ, but how could I not be more excited with you and Hep doing this, Chef giving the approval at the restaurant? This is going to be epic.
Oh yeah. Oh, and what I was saying before about my Philly noodles recipe.
Oh yeah.
I would have made like Philly noodle cheesesteak, chop it up with cheese, and then mix it in with egg noodles. That's Philly noodles.
Okay. All right. There you go.
With a little bit of onion too. A little onion in there. And
Okay.
Some Philly, like steak them with the cheese sauce and onions and mushrooms and mix it all in with egg noodles.
Okay.
That's Philly noodles.
All right.
I
Yeah, I
bet you
won't be.
some-
Yeah, I'm not going to
I
be
might
dipping
try
in on the
that.
Philly noodles, but yeah, feel free and give us a full review. Looking
I'm
forward
sure
to it.
Chef's version is going to be amazing, though.
Yeah,
That sounds so
it's pretty
good.
Yeah, it's pretty good, man.
He's doing an Asian Philly noodles.
Yes, which makes sense. Yeah.
More like a pad thai kind of Philly
Yeah,
noodle.
sure. Yeah.
That's going to be delicious. I love pad thai.
Okay. Well, I can't wait. Easy. It's going to be epic. It's only a little time away. All right, pal.
It's going to be so much fun.
Let's go. Can't wait.
Hey,
Easy. Yes, sir.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Should we those towels that you're making, like the Jets version of the terrible towels, are you going to be able to make them in green and in white?
Yes. So they're going to be a combo.
There's a reason.
platter.
We can
Yeah.
spell out the word Jets in
Oh.
stands.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, we'll have to organize that. That's above my pay grade, but I'm for it. Yeah, there is white and green versions. Yes.
So we'll have we could have the green in the background and then it's spelled out in white, Jets.
Cool. Works for me. All right.
That'll
let's
work.
figure it out.
I'm an idiot. Don't worry about me.
Hey,
all cool.
appreciate you. Thanks, Easy. You're the best,
All right.
baby.
Bye-bye.
There he is. Easy joining us on the show. Awesome. So thanks everybody. That's cool. Yeah, we'll see that. I didn't think about that for the towels, but yeah, if we could somehow organize that with our sections, it's above my pay grade on how to spell all that out and organize that sort of thing. But sure. All right. There you have it. So excellent. Can't wait. The tailgate's going to be amazing. Hopefully you guys can go either to the restaurant takeover, the tailgate, or both. That would be spectacular. I want to finish off here with Flight 26, Episode 3 highlights. We talked about it sort of throughout the show, so I don't have to go overboard here, but I do have it in here. One of my favorite lines was Frank Reich, after they traded back into the first round for Omar Cooper Jr., he says, "I'm ready to score some points." And so are we, Frank Reich. So are we. Shout out to Alfredo Roberts. He's someone that Johnny Boy brings up all the time. He's our new tight ends coach. He's won a Super Bowl with the Dallas Cowboys on the Cowboys team. He's been a tight ends coach for a long time. His jacket was spectacular on the series. Frank Reich on why they picked Cade Klubnik and why he was the perfect fit. I thought that was spectacular. We're going to be posting some clips from the Flight 26 series on social media. You guys will be able to catch that out as well. So, man, Flight 26, thoroughly enjoyed it. If you have no idea what that is, the New York Jets did a mini docu-series. I believe there's only 3 episodes in total, but maybe there's going to be more than that. But there's 3 episodes so far. Each one dropped the previous night. So last night was episode 3. The night before was episode 2. The night before that was episode 1. They're about 30 minutes. This last one was the longest. It was like 35 minutes, 36 minutes. But the other 2 were 30 minutes a pocket. Some great shots. of some Jets action. Had some cool behind the scenes. Again, me, Johnny Boy, and Luby did not make the cut, unfortunately. That's too bad. Maybe there's another episode or like deleted scenes or something that's coming up. That'd be cool. But yeah, I did thoroughly enjoy that. So Flight 26, I highly recommend it out there. Some really cool Jet stuff. Again, if you're coming into it saying, man, what am I going to learn that I didn't know previously? I don't know if there's a whole heck of a lot. There are some cool, just insightful. Again, they did a few interviews. There are some interviews they pull from press conferences and stuff, but there's a few interviews that were exclusive for the series that they did for the show, and those bites are pretty cool. Before we wrap up, let's go to Alfredo Roberts' number one fan, Johnny Boy, here on the show.
Oh, you know it, man. I can't wait to see what he's gonna do with the tight ends.
Yeah.
But BJ, I was hitting you up because, yeah, bro. Every single time when they were showing Goodell up there, right,
Yeah.
on the whatever
Yes.
it was
Yeah.
that he was at, I was like, oh, they're gonna pan to us. They're gonna pan to
100%.
us.
Yeah.
Hey, but at least our guy Anth made it, right?
Oh, yeah, I saw him. I have him in my I'm going to clip that up for the show because I want to keep that Jet chant forever. But yes, that's what kept teasing me, the way he said it, because the natural shot would be to point to us. And after he did it, and then one of the scenes they did, they got the before and immediately after. So Roger Goodell at the podium announcing one of the picks. And then the next scene was Mike Greenberg says, whoa, these Jet fans are going crazy. And you can see why. That's our shot of going, whoa. So I said, oh, right there. It fits. That's literally what happened. And they unfortunately did not include that clip. But yes, every time they did that, I was like, nah, nothing. So, yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? It's kind of like what you were just saying. There's nothing that we've kind of been learning or anything new,
No, I wouldn't say that. Right.
which is kind of a good thing, I would say, because it's
Probably,
still
right. No drama or anything like that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And they're still moving in the route of not having anything being leaked out or anything. So which is great to see. So but yeah, BG came on here real quick because Sorsby, it's a real thing again, man. And
oh my God, that's crazy.
I know a lot of people are feeling a certain way towards it, or I guess it's the only news that's really out there right now.
I mean, really, and it really is going to be the only news over the 6 weeks. So we have July 4th sprinkled in here. So we have that random holiday. We have this pro day, which I believe is going to be on July 10th. The draft and private workouts and all that's going to be around it. If he privately works out with the Jets, we're going to hear about it and thus more information. So whether you're for it or against it, like Johan said, he hates it. He hates the topic. He hates that we talk about it. He hates all of it. Well, he's going to really hate it if the Jets meet with Sorsby, which, by the way, they should. They should do their homework. Even if they're not going to pick him, they should try to vet him out to just see. And that could be a lot of the coverage here over the next 6 weeks as we wait for training camp. It could be a lot of Sorsby shows.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was interesting what Aaron Glenn said in regards to the whole, like, you know, I'm worried about the guys that we have here right now.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it'll be a conversation that me and Muji are going to have.
Of course. Yeah.
You know, and that's what you want. You know, at least it's not like it was last year when it was like, you know, you idiot, why are you asking me that?
Oh, yeah,
like,
none of that this year. And apparently we can't gloss over this because the Middleland Swamp Thing said, wait a second, I thought Sorsby was playing ball in college. So, all right, let me just explain the crazy roller coaster that's happened, and I will do it in an expedient fashion. He transferred from Cincinnati to Texas Tech. He was going to play college football. The NCAA and him, he admits to gambling. The NCAA does an investigation. He goes to gambling rehab. They strip away his collegiate eligibility. He no longer has it. Now he's not playing football, and who knows what he's going to do. He appeals it. That gets declined. He gets a temporary injunction from a lawyer. Now he's back in college football. Oh, what the hell? He was out. He was in. He was in. He was out. Now he's back in. However, the Big 12, threatened a lawsuit and went through with the lawsuit. It caused a lot of drama, and thus Sorsby, the latest move is he pulled his lawsuit, which was against the NCAA, which allowed for the temporary injunction, and there's a lot of legalese mumbo jumbo. He pulled out, so now he is now ineligible again for college football, and he has applied for the supplemental draft. If he gets approved, which has to happen somewhere in the next 48 hours, we will be talking about it as a possibility. If he gets declined the eligibility, I'm sure we'll talk about that finality of it, and then he wouldn't be eligible to join until the 2027 NFL draft. So, no, he is no longer playing college football. That is over.
Yeah, I mean, hey, what's up, buddy? Good morning. Yeah, my bad, dude. All the kids are waking up.
Oh
And
yeah,
they're
no,
all
that's
like,
all right, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I know people don't want to talk about it, but
Yeah.
it's a real topic to have. The
Yeah.
way I look at it, Geno Smith is not somebody that we don't know what's going to happen next year. And
Right.
if it's a possibility with Sorsby to potentially be there,
Mm-hmm.
and it takes maybe a third or whatever, you
Mm-hmm.
kind of have, Cade as your potential one within the future, and then him as a backup.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, or he beats, or vice versa. I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, to not have a quarterback problem would be kind of awesome. I would say. I think
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
going
Definitely.
into the next year's draft with those 3 picks, and we look at it as I want Smith, bro. Like that's who I want the Jets to get. Make that offense just stupid good.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Anyways, BG, um, yeah, I gotta go because all these kids are going in here are going nuts if you can't hear it. So,
Yeah. Of
hey, to
course.
all the fathers out there, man, happy Father's Day. You guys enjoy it. Oh, that's what it was, BG.
Oh, sure.
What is
Yeah.
the betting pool at right now for our guy Easy?
Oh, there is a lot of money that he, we keep hearing, like he called in, right? He's like, "Oh man, we're gonna play music, we're gonna do all these things." And the latest thing is that easy. I hope you don't take this personally, but there's a lot of bets that you are absolutely not coming to any of this. Is what the current betting line is. So I have not heard anyone bet in your favor. So you have a chance to make a lot of money easy if you bet on yourself, which got SourceBait in a lot of trouble. But if you bet on yourself in this particular case, maybe that work out for you. Yeah, there's a lot of bets of people who said this is absolutely not happening, and so yeah, that's the current betting line. Yes.
And Easy, we're just breaking your balls. But you see what I just did there, Boy Green? We talk about Sorsby. Instantly going into gambling.
Yeah,
Let's
great
go.
transition. Great transition, Johnny boy. You're the
Later,
best.
BG. Hey, happy Father's Day to everybody. Happy
Yeah.
Father's Day to your pops, too, man.
Yeah,
And
cool.
hey, keep it up, Brody. Keep it up, Brody. Keep it up,
Thank
Brody.
you. Thank
Peace.
you, pal. Appreciate it. Yeah, I believe Father's Day is tomorrow, but I appreciate the early Father's Day. Thank you, Johnny boy, for that. And thank you. Yeah, shout out to all the dads out there. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. We are, easy. It's all friendly. We're all busting each other's balls. That's just the nature of the beast. When what happened last year. So, once you officially show up, I'm sure this will all go away probably. So there you go, Easy. All there in the audience. I want to thank everyone for joining us today. I will have an Espresso Club short. So, there's 2 levels to our YouTube membership group. There's the Coffee Club and there's the Espresso Club. And if you're in the Espresso Club, which is $5.99 a month, you get a lot of exclusive content, special shows every month, which, by the way, will be next weekend for all you Espresso Club members. I have an Espresso Club announcement I'll do here in just a few minutes as we're wrapping up, and you guys will see that if you're a Boy Green Espresso Club member. But appreciate you guys out in the audience. Thanks for jumping on the show. We'll be back on tomorrow morning for another episode of Boy Green Daily here in the morning, talking all things Jets. Wishing all you guys a happy Father's Day out there, and so much more. So again, thanks for tuning in, everybody, and we'll have a big Espresso Club announcement coming up for all your Espresso Club members out there. Pay attention to the YouTube Shorts. This will be exclusive for you guys. But thanks, everybody, for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Take care.